Highness in his insane state only saw them as tools to be used, becoming abusive towards them at times.
Oh my!
Even when he'd become so obsessed with the revival of his Dark Lord,
he threw them into the heart.
Sacrificed not only the three sisters to it, but himself, fueling.
This nigga is fucking crazy.
Know my power.
Y'all see the title, y'all see the notification. Reacting to Kirby lore. We're finally doing it. Everybody's been fucking with the goddamn Kirby Air Riders Direct. And after seeing that and all the crazy shit that's going on in that game and all the love, sweat, blood, tears that our father Sakurai has been put into that game, it got me interested. So I thought we would react to the Kirby lore, you know what I'm saying, see what's going on. You know, I had some comments too saying that, yeah man, like how you play the DS games or the 3DS games but then you don't know who XYZ is. And I'm like, man, look, outside of Kirby Superstar Ultra, a lot of those games were one and dones. And they were just games I just like, oh cool, I'll play this game for the 3DS, or I'll play this game on my DS. I never really got deep into, like, I never knew what the fuck be going on in these Kirby games, bro, like at all. So I might see some shit that I recognize, but in terms of like, oh yeah, that final boss from this Kirby game, man, look, I have no clue in the fucking world. But those games are fun. Yeah, Miss Marine, but Meta Knight is low-key a fraud. Oh, he on Fraud to Watch? This is by the RPG Monger. There's another video after this, so you guys fuck with this one, then we will also do that one as well. It's not as long, but this one is about 35 minutes. Let's see what the Kirby lore be talking about, man. I'm expecting some crazy multiversal shit. Didn't Kirby beat Majin Buu in a death battle? Very interesting. And then Kirby broken. Hold on, wait.
Long ago, in a time before pink
Spoilers!
and air rides, there lived the ancients.
Hey, air rides.
An entire civilization completely shrouded.
There's some Final Fantasy shit? Ancients? There's some Sonic Frontier shit? Alright, hold on, my fault.
In air rides, there lived the ancients.
Okay.
An entire civilization completely shrouded in mystery. Save for a few key relics they left behind.
It's a thing! It's a thing from Kirby Air Ride. What y'all said what? It was Nova? Nova? Oh, somebody said it was like think of something and something from like Sonic. I can't remember what that comment said.
But who cares about any of that, because on an unrelated planet far away, there lived an innocent pink puff named Kirby. A being of unlimited power who usually likes to spend his days
unlimited power
or some variation of the two. However, this would all change when a certain self-proclaimed monarch would steal all the food and drink, initiating a rivalry that would be sure to last an eternity. Or at least when they felt like it. As Wild King DDD would be the first antagonist in the Kirby timeline, he'd soon transition into less of an actual villain and more of an ally slash punching.
Yeah, I say he kind of just be there now, right? Like they kind of just be cooling. You feel me? But W first like villain, you know?
He'd soon transition into less of an actual villain and more of an ally slash punching bag for Kirby to wail on in just about every game in the series. Since whether it be DDD trying to prevent Kirby from releasing,
I remember in Superstars Ultra you were like race him, I think? Do you race him?
Otherworldly force, this king never seems to catch a break. Though speaking of possession, that brings us to our first real piece of Kirby lore, Dark Matter. First revealing itself in...
Alright, bro. First thing we're talking about. Nigga name is Dark Matter. What?
Kirby's Dream Land 2, Dark Matter is an amorphous dark entity, more often than not taking the form of a black sphere with an eye in the center.
What the hell?
At first, especially in its debut, Dark Matter seemed to be a pretty simple...
Wait, this is Dark Matter too? Wait. This is Dark Matter as well? So is this is Dark Matter, and then what, he turns into this thing? Or it turns into this thing? Why is this hard? Why does this look far? Well, hold on, why is this kind of crazy? Bro got no arms, but he has a sword? He's just a void, but then there's a sword? This is crazy. It has multiple forms. Wow.
At first, especially in its debut, Dark Matter seemed to be a pretty simple antagonist, what with its only goal being to shroud the world in darkness. If anything, the most sinister thing about Dark Matter is the fact that it could possess whoever it wanted to do its will.
Wait, what is Dark... Am I tripping? Isn't Dark Matter in Smash Bros? Isn't like Smash 4, right? Isn't like, because Dark Matter is like the boss of Classic mode, right? You know what I'm saying? Other than, you know what I'm saying, the hands. But dark matter, like that black thing, is that the same dark matter? I can't remember if that's what it was called. I think about something. No, that's Master Core? Oh, never mind. Yeah, I'm thinking about something else. Never mind. I was like, wait a minute, did Sakurai sneak in one of his like OG villains in here?
Is the fact that it could possess if anything, the most sinister thing about dark matter is the fact that it could possess whoever it wanted to do its will, including and usually limited to King DDD. However, while the first appearance of dark matter was more of a lone force, attacking Dreamland solely because it was lonely and had no friends.
Oh my god.
Actually real, by the way.
This is like RPG
in Kirby's
villains.
Dreamland 3, the next installment of the Dark Matter trilogy,
Kirby Dreamland 3?
we finally begin to see the bigger picture in terms of this ambiguous villain. Enter Zero, the supposed source and leader.
Oh! Zero! And then you guys are saying Zero too? So Zero stems from Dark Matter, and this is in Dreamland 3? Oh shit.
Of dark matter, who, much like the one before it, targeted Dreamland in an effort to engulf the planet.
Wait, I'm sorry, hold on. Say that again? Wait.
In terms of this ambiguous villain. Enter Zero, the supposed source and leader of dark matter, who, much like the one before it, targeted Dreamland in an effort to engulf the planet in darkness. Though unlike the lone dark matter that had attacked
the master
before,
of it,
Zero comes much closer to completing its mission, with the planet becoming fairly engulfed before Kirby.
Who's this nigga? They got humans in Kirby? Oh, yeah, alright.
He put a stop to it, but how exactly did he put a stop to it? Well, let me explain, because
I got
this is important. Essentially, dark matter in general, alongside being made up of, well, dark matter, of concentrated negative energy and emotions, making their only real weakness the opposite of that, positive emotions. Just take the aptly named Love Stick, a weapon forged from the gratitude of everyone Kirby helped along the way, which proved to be the downfall of Zero and its cronies. However, that being said, not all dark matter are necessarily evil. Take Gooey, for example, a member of dark matter that somehow broke away from Zero.
Wait a minute. That's what, yeah, Gooey is in Air Riders. But isn't there something similar in like Dragon Quest or something like that? Or is that something else? What's the like, no, that's something else. What's that blue, like, shit? Blue slime. I think it's like a blue, like, blob thing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking of this thing. That's not the same thing. They look kind of similar though. Okay. Dark matter is basically a massive hive mind that goes from planet to planet, assimilating everything into it. Oh wow. Sounds more interesting than another planet-looking thing that goes around planet to planet, destroying things. Interesting.
Altogether and formed a will of its own. How did this happen? Well, we'll just have to go into that later because we've still got a lot to cover. Next up, after Zero was seemingly brutally annihilated on Popstar, a similar force began to attack a faraway planet known as Ripplestar, engulfing the planet, much like a certain orb we all know and love. Unfortunately,
the end of... Oh. My fault.
So, dark matter struck fast this time, and Ripplestar ended up completely succumbing to its invaders, save for one inhabitant that escaped with the only means to stop them. Now, I won't give you a complete summary of Kirby 64, since aside from dark matter,
so this is Kirby 64,
familiar faces and the mysterious ruins on Rockstar, there really isn't that much to unpack in the beginning.
Wait, Kirby 64? No, this was like... Is this a... No, I don't think it's a 3D game. I'm about to say, I don't think this was a 3D game, but it looks like a side-scroller, but like they use the 3 dimensions.
Mysterious ruins on Rockstar, there really isn't that much to unpack in the beginning. Instead, it's towards the end of the game that things really start taking a turn for the dark when Kirby arrives at the 5th planet in the game, Shiverstar. Because
Shiverstar.
It kind of speaks for itself,
so this
doesn't
meant...
it? Plus, hey, I guess this kind of explains where Adeline came from, or
Adeline,
her ancestors. Though moving on to the corrupted Ripplestar, after defeating Miracle Matter and expunging the planet of all dark matter, the Dark Star reveals itself with a familiar face at its core. But hold up.
And then this is Zero 2.
Doesn't it? Plus, hey, I guess this kind of explains where Adeline came from, or at least her ancestors. Though moving on to the corrupted Ripplestar, after defeating Miracle Matter and expunging the planet of all dark matter, the Dark Star...
So in Kirby 64, this nigga's planet hopping? Oh god.
reveals itself with a familiar face at its core. But
Oh
hold up
my
a minute,
goodness.
wasn't Zero destroyed in Kirby's Dream Land 3? Well, kinda. In the case of 64,
I think it
it's
came back.
heavily implied Zero was revived using the body that was cast away towards the end of its first fight.
Oh,
so
they destroyed that core.
mildly disturbing battle.
Bro, so I heard that these red things are nerves. I heard these are nerves. What the fuck?
In a game made for kids,
That's
Dark
insanity.
Matter was once again supposedly defeated.
What was Sakurai
never to
cooking?
Return again.
This
At
is a
least for
Sakurai
another
game,
or
right?
two.
Kirby
So taking
64?
a step back from Dark Matter, let's talk Kirby Superstar. Now, lore.
Now that's the game I know a little bit, but I played Superstar Ultra. Is the original Superstar better than Ultra? I don't know what the difference is, but Ultra was the one I had, and I was playing that shit OD.
Wise, there isn't that much to be had here.
Oh, okay.
Most of the sub games.
Yeah, I was say they're just all like, yeah, you do Race King DDD, yeah, all the little sub games and stuff. Yeah, Revenge of Meta Knight. Oh my god, oh the arena. I remember this shit, man. I remember this, the Spring Breeze.
Alone stories like Dyna Blade or Revenge of Meta Knight, where Meta Knight attempts to start an actual war just to get Dreamland's inhabitants.
Ultra had the Meta Knight mode? Oh,
lazy. But undoubtedly, aside from those, the most important sub-game within the game is Milky Way Wishes, where Kirby is tricked by the scheming jester Marx into summoning
Marx is-
Galactic Nova, a mysterious clockwork star.
This was all from Superstar? I don't remember any of this.
Of then unknown origin.
Like I played Superstar Ultra OD when I was younger, but like I just don't remember. Like I was young in like DS days, you know what I'm saying? Like I was a kid. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
See, once Nova is summoned by someone, it has the power to grant one wish, no matter
The
how
Dragon
small
Balls.
or large. So in turn, after Marx got
Shenron?
the Sun and Moon to fight each other in order to trick Kirby,
The
literally
what?
all it took was him jumping in to say his wish first to turn the seemingly harmless machine into a force of mass destruction, with it
What?
taking the might of both the Sun and the Moon to stop its advance. Though of course,
What? So the sun and moon are just sentient? Alright.
even with all that said, the both of them never stood a chance against the seemingly bottomless pit of power that is Kirby.
This
as he
nigga
quickly
this nigga Kirby broken. That nigga broken, bro. That nigga broken.
defeated them in no time at all.
In
But it
no
doesn't
time?
end there, because 12 years later,
It was light
Kirby
work?
Superstar would be remade into Kirby Superstar Ultra,
Okay,
bringing
yeah.
with it a massive
The-
new load of information to add on to the existing
Oh,
story.
okay.
Simply put, with Superstar Ultra
More
came
lore?
the beginning of one of Hal's favorite new ways to sneak in lore where you'd least expect it: pause screen descriptions. And
Oh.
while they wouldn't exactly be very lore heavy this time around, save for one in particular, they'd become far more important in the following games. But pause screens aside, most importantly, with Superstar Ultra came 4 completely new sub-games on top of the original 7. There
Type
was
shit.
Revenge of the King, a direct sequel to
Yeah.
the very first game in the series.
Oh,
Comfort to
really?
Hero,
I didn't know
a
that's
version
what
of
that
the
was.
arena only with helpers, True Arena,
I
an
remember
even
that.
harder version of the normal arena, and the star of the show, Meta
Meta
Knight
Knight
Ultra,
Ultra.
where for the very first
Meta
time,
Nightmare.
you get to play as
You get
the
to play as
infamous
him,
Knight
yep.
himself. Now, Meta Nightmare Ultra is a bit
These drawings.
of a tricky case, since technically the events that take place in it aren't exactly canon. Instead, they're more of a what-if scenario, where the events that take place within the modes flesh out certain aspects
What?
of the lore
What's
while
happening?
never canonically taking
He
place
brings
within
Nova
the main
back?
story. Case in point, Galactic Knight, the final boss
Oh.
of the mode and strongest warrior in the
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, this thing. I remember this.
Galaxy, sealed away due to fear of his immense power, has technically never made an appearance in the main series canon. Though at the
Wow.
same time, that doesn't mean he doesn't
I
exist
remember
somewhere
this.
out there and could very well show up in the main series canon at any time. The True
It's
Arena
unlocking a
also
memory.
falls under this category as well, serving as a what-if scenario with the conception of Mark's soul, a stronger version.
So where's Rick?
Where is Rick?
He's supposed to be the center of everything, the center of the universe. Rick.
Of Marx, who after surviving the explosion of Nova, absorbed its power to get revenge on
Oh,
Kirby.
shit.
And as great as all that
And it's an Ultra.
by
Because
far
I
the
remember
most
Mark.
important aspect of this
I
is his
remember
new
Mark in Ultra. I remember this shit.
screen description, as it contains
I need to get this game on my Steam Deck, no cap. Do completely legal ways, of
With
course.
some pretty heavy foreshadowing. To quote, he
remember
absorbed a
this.
Nova's power to bring back his evil soul. Notice the fact it says a Nova's instead of the Novas. While there is a chance it could be a translation error considering the events of future Kirby games, I'm not so sure. Though we'll get to that later.
Galactic Knight
next up
is
on the chopping
canon?
block is Kirby and the Amazing Mirror.
Ooh,
An
okay, did not play
incredibly
this shit.
important game in terms of lore, as it contains the first instance of the mirror dimension. To start
The
from the
mirror
literal
dimension.
top, high in the skies above Dreamland, there exists a mirror portal into the mirror world, a complete reflection of Dreamland, including mirror world counterparts to its inhabitants. One day, after sensing a dark force emanating from the mirror, Meta Knight took action to stop the evil at its source, diving directly into the mirror world, only to be immediately ambushed by his evil counterpart, Dark Meta Knight.
Dark Meta Knight?
Insult to injury, he'd also come out of the mirror
What
to
the-
attack Kirby as
Oh, he's
well,
playing into four!
splitting him into 4 versions of himself, much like another certain Nintendo
Wait.
game that came out.
Oh, so this is
around
where the different
time.
colorful,
But similarities
like,
aside,
Kirby's come
after
from.
journeying through the mirror world and defeating Dark Meta Knight once and for all, the true mastermind is revealed.
What the
Dark
hell is
Mind.
that?
And wouldn't you know it, he's
Dark
the
Mind.
mirror world equivalent of Zero, corrupting the mirror world much like Zero corrupted the normal one. Though thankfully, once Dark Mind was defeated, the mirror world was left in the hands of Shadow Kirby, who would continue to protect it in Meta Knight's and Kirby's stead.
Nigga Kirby!
No, nothing bad will ever come from the mirror world again, right? Well, all I can say is we'll get to that soon. Moving past Amazing Mirror, Canvas Curse,
you
and
play with 4
Massive
friends
Attack,
as each
since the
script. Okay,
latter
that's
two
why
are
there's
pretty
different.
much
Okay.
contained to themselves,
Canvas
we
Curse?
arrive at
I'd never seen
Kirby
that.
Squeak Squad. At
Squeak
first,
Squad?
This game seems to have another pretty self-contained
never heard
story.
of this.
What with Kirby chasing after a piece of stolen cake that a gang of thieves known as
Oh,
the
it's that
Squeak
guy. It's that guy. It's that guy. I forgot his name. The Roach? The Roach?
Squad stole from him. However, as the game progresses and the Squeaks happen upon the treasure they assumed would grant infinite power, it turns out they'd get more than they bargained for, with their leader DeRoach being possessed by Dark Nebula, a member of Dark Matter that had been sealed away.
Bro, this nigga Dark Matter's everywhere. This nigga Dark Matter's everywhere. Oh my god.
Forgotten era, left alone for eons. And much like the rest of its kind, Dark Nebula would be no match for Kirby, being absolutely decimated by the Ripplestar. So now with all those bits and pieces of lore out of the way, it's finally time for the next massive truckload of lore in the form of a little conniving alien who crash lands on Dreamland. Enter Maglor, the main villain of Kirby's Return to Dreamland.
Return to
who
Dreamland,
solely
never
through
played any of
dialogue
those.
reveals a lot of important stuff. But before anything else, let's talk about the Ancients. First referred to as such by Maglor, the Ancients were a highly advanced civilization who mysteriously vanished at some point in history due to an unknown cause. Originally, they all lived on Halcandra, a planet extremely far away, hidden in another dimension. Now, coincidentally, Maglor also says he's native to Hal-
These niggas beat the match. No, this is where the Ancients is. He showed us at the beginning. Never mind. I'm just over here like, these niggas are planet hopping, dimension hopping. Like, these niggas can just go wherever the fuck they want, huh?
Kendra as well, though considering his history with telling the truth, that could very well be false. Like, just take his ship, the Lore Starcutter. While it does seem he's telling the truth about obtaining it on
this is Maglor's,
rather than excavating it in
Maglor's.
Dangerous Dinner, he most likely just stole the thing and heavily modified it into a weapon to kill Landia, an endeavor that didn't exactly have the best results. This was also later backed up in Star Allies when the lore in Lore Starcutter is revealed to mean Paradise, confirming the ship was not intended for battle. Though in the same string of dialogue that he reveals that, he also mentions something very worthy to note. Alongside the Lore Starcutter, the Ancients were also responsible for a plethora of other amazing relics of untold power, with clockwork stars and items that bring dreams to life being 2 references he gives. Off the bat, that connects quite a few dots. Plus, on a side note, when you meet certain conditions on the extra mode for Return to Dreamland, Maglor mentions he actually came to Dreamland already knowing about Kirby, with someone he knows very well having fought with Kirby in the past. Based on these implications and some other information found in later games, this mysterious figure is most likely Marks from Superstar, essentially confirming that he survived the explosion of Nova. So fast forward a bit through the story, and once Maglor tricks Kirby into defeating Landia for the Master Crown it protects, he immediately puts it on the first chance he gets, activating the crown and transforming into a much more sinister form, intending to conquer the entire universe with his newfound power.
That's me. That's my face. Dude, that's my face. Dude, that's me. Dude, that's really my face.
Power. However, like those who seeked relics of untold power before him, Maglor wasn't exactly aware of the Master Crown's true nature. And as his battle with Kirby progressed, the Crown began to show certain traits that weren't present before when it was under Landia's nullifying effect.
Look at this motherfucker!
Maybe it's the sudden appearance of an eye on the front of the crown, or maybe it's the fact that it's clearly gone from a crown
to I got tears in my eyes.
Headpiece. But whatever it is, there's no doubt that the crown itself is sentient.
Oh, yeah, no, it's look, it's moving. Wow.
Powers, it's the Master Crown itself.
I see. It took over him. Okay.
Take the third phase of his fight, where after Maglor fails to defeat Kirby, even with the power of the Master Crown, the crown takes things into its own hands.
What the hell?
Reforming Maglor into a projection of itself, all but confirming the origin of the
Master Crown's
power with a certain
this nigga looks insane.
That sometimes appears with.
Ooh, he has an eye.
The origin.
Bruh! This nigga Dark Matter 020, this nigga is crazy!
Completely reforming Maglor into a projection of itself, all but confirming the origin of the Master Crown's power with
this is insanity. This nigga won't go away.
Sometimes appears within Maglor's
This nigga won't go away.
Maglor definitely learned never to play with the powers of literal dark gods ever
is Maglor
again,
and
and went on to
Air
take up the much more positive venture of building amusement parks.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that got pretty dark in more ways than one.
Oh my god, this nigga Dark Matter.
Any better from here on
and
out.
This man Sakurai bringing Nova back and shit too, bruh. And we're seeing Dark Matter, or 02. Oh lord.
Next up, we'll be heading to the scenic heights of Floralia, a group of 6 floating islands that Kirby finds himself in after his house was swept up by the Dreamstalk. The only problem is, alongside Kirby, King Dedede was also swept up with a spider-like mage named Tyranza mistaking him for the hero of Dreamland and kidnapping him as a result.
Now you know damn well. Come on now, bruh. Come on now. My fault, King Dedede. My fault, bruh. My fault, Dedede.
See, while Floralia seems peaceful, it's actually ruled by a tyrannical queen who will stop at nothing to assure her rule is never disturbed. Overall, a seemingly simple plot for a Kirby game, all things considered. Well, at least it appears that way. Once the main story reaches its climax and Kirby meets the vanity-obsessed Queen Sectonia, there's clearly something off, especially considering the queen would go as far as to physically fuse with the Dreamstalk solely in an attempt to preserve her beauty for all eternity. Well, to find the answers to this mystery, we'll need to look at the other modes within Triple Deluxe, because much like Meta Nightmare Ultra before it, Triple Deluxe brings Dedede to her, another what-if scenario where the mode shows what would happen if King Dedede climbed the Dreamstalk instead of Kirby. Now, much like its Meta Knight counterpart, the only real difference in this mode is its finale, where after defeating Queen Sectonia, out of seemingly nowhere, the Dimension Mirror from Amazing Mirror appears, forcing Dedede to fight the Mirror World version of himself, Shadow Dedede. And that's not all either, because after defeating Shadow Dedede, the king actually enters the mirror itself to reveal an even edgier Dark Meta Knight, hungry
what the fuck?
For revenge. But what does this all even mean?
Wow, man. Wow, they're doing alternate dimension shit way better than another franchise. Why aren't we doing anything with Blaze's Dimension, man? Why are we not at least, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's an alternate dimension Sonic and her name is Blaze. What are we doing? What are we doing? Infinite potential of character designs. You know what I'm saying? Like, people see Blaze as her own character, not even connected to Sonic, but like her, you know, you can see in her design, she is a alternate dimension Sonic. You feel me? You can do that with every character. What are we doing?
Well, let's take a step back here and start from the beginning. Based on
alternate dimension Shadow, Knuckles, Rouge. What are we doing?
Information spread across a variety of pause screens. Before the events of Triple Deluxe, Queen Sectonia wasn't always a tyrannical monster bent on world domination. In fact, she didn't even look the same. Instead, looking much like her then best friend at the time,
Blaze don't got a counterpart, man. Blaze don't got the Blaze Adventure 2, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Didn't even look the same. Instead, looking much like her then best friend at the time, Tyranza. You see, at this point, Tyranza actually had feelings for Sectonia, and as a gift to her, went into the mirror world and stole the dimension mirror, not knowing the mirror actually served as a prison for Dark Meta Knight, who ever since being defeated had been festering in there.
Wait, okay, yeah, so this is the same Dark Meta Knight, but now he has a clean design. Now he looks crazy. Oh shit. Yeah, I like the scar. Yeah, he looks crazy. He's like, oh my god.
Slowly but surely,
that one Boom episode? I
don't think I've seen that. So in turn, once Sectonia got the mirror from Tyranza, it slowly began to change her the more she gazed into it. Soon, dissatisfied with her current form,
this
she
fucking
used
mirror,
magic
man,
to make herself more beautiful, resulting in the
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I guess. I guess, man.
in the wasp-like appearance you see her with in the game. And once she gazed into the mirror enough, just about
it's a nice design. Let's say that. It's a nice design.
Being replaced by an endless hunger for power and beauty. Fast forwarding a bit back to the events of the main story, the Sectonia you see here is but a husk of her former self, with even Tyranza realizing that the only solution to save both
She's fed off countless hosts and now cannot remember her true form. A voice called out to help her, but it has since fallen silent. Before the night ends, she must be given her eternal beauty sleep. It's just funny, but like, Kirby's probably just here. Not yet probably. Kirby's just here. Kirby's just here. And all this crazy shit just happens around him, but he's just there. The nigga don't talk. The nigga, like, he's just there to save the day.
Sectonia and her subjects is to help Kirby permanently put an end to her. While it's definitely a victory without a doubt, what with the Sky People finally being freed from Sectonia's Iron Fist, for Tyranza it's bittersweet, since although he knew it had to be done, he can't help but mourn the loss of the one he loved. So yeah, wasn't that delightful? If you thought that was
Christ almighty,
just wait until you see what's next.
What is going on, man?
Of Triple Deluxe, Popstar was once again at peace. Its inhabitants living out their lives as they always
Popstar, that's where they live.
Out of nowhere, the sky was blotted out by something immense and spherical in shape. Except instead of that sphere being made up of a matter most dark, this one was an immense spacecraft called the Access Arc, home of the
But when he put this edit, I thought I saw the eye. I was like, bro, there's no fucking way this thing's back. I was say there's no fucking way, but it was an edit.
This one was an immense spacecraft called the Access Arc, home
what
of the
hell?
Holman Works Company, a company infamous across the galaxy for mechanizing entire planets and harvesting their natural resources.
Oh my
god. In turn, while Kirby was sleeping under a tree, King Dedede and Meta Knight watched on in horror as Planet Popstar was completely overwhelmed within a matter of minutes. Any retaliation soon.
So these niggas just be bullying. These niggas just be bullying, and then some fuck shit comes down, and it's like, well, god damn it. Metarex moment. I was thinking Metarex. I can't lie. I definitely was thinking Metarex. But like, they just be cooling, like King Dedede playing chess, Meta Knight ore farming, Kirby sleeping, and it's like, well, guys, fuck you, aliens! I came down to goddamn destroy your planet. Like, god damn.
Futile. Though like always, not everything is exactly as it seems, and this time it won't take any extra modes to reveal that. So as Kirby retaliates against the
Kirby doesn't know your sad backstory. All he wants is to have a nap and for you to stop bullying his friends. W guy.
Destroying
what a
each
guy.
Of its 5 legs embedded into the planet, he meets the executive secretary of the company, Susie. And although she doesn't reveal all that much during her conversations with Kirby,
the secretary? Wait. You're the ops.
Of its 5 legs embedded into the planet, he meets the executive secretary of the company.
What the hell? This game puts Meta Knight on fraud watch? That's not good.
Susie. And although she doesn't reveal all that much during her conversations with Kirby, she does mention a certain mother computer that will become extremely important in a bit, because once Kirby destroys all 5 legs and enters the Access Arc, he meets President Haltman, the supposed destroys all 5 legs and enters the Access Arc, he meets President Haltman.
Hey. 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 Boy, I'm about to get on your ass, boy.
The supposed mastermind behind the invasion of Popstar and all the planets before it. After smugly introducing himself to Kirby, he reveals Stardream, an extremely powerful supercomputer built using the blueprints and knowledge left behind by an advanced civilization.
They got no
Ring any
arms.
bells? Well, after being beaten by
shit.
Kirby, things take a turn for the worse, because once
found a
the
corporate
enraged
CEO,
Hulkman decides
motherfucker?
to activate Stardream, Suzy jumps in and takes his control helmet off in the process,
WCZ.
leaving him vulnerable to be analyzed and assimilated into the now sentient computer. But wait a second, why would she even do that? Well, once again, let's rewind everything a bit. By yet again piecing together the information spread across countless pause screens throughout the game, long before the events of the main story, the Haltman Works Company was simply a robotics company, led by Max Prophet Haltman alongside his then young daughter, Susanna, nicknamed Suzy. At some point in their travels across space, as we already know, they came across the blueprints for a powerful wish-granting supercomputer, and immediately began work on rebuilding it. However, during this process, meanwhile Haltman was testing Stardream's space-time transport program, there was a terrible accident warping the young Suzy into another dimension. Thankfully, Suzy would survive the ordeal and eventually return to her father as an adult. However, to her dismay, Haltman would not be the same man she remembered him as. You see, when the accident occurred, Haltman believed his daughter had been killed in the process, and stricken with grief, began to become obsessed with completing Stardream in order to bring her back. Unfortunately though, due to Stardream and its mental interface not being complete, Haltman began to lose both his compassion and memory of his daughter, changing the goal of his company from her revival to infinite prosperity. It'd also be at this point that Haltman would begin mechanizing planets and harvesting their resources, as in the business plan drafted by Stardream, it was the most effective way to maintain eternal prosperity for the company. However, by this point, Haltman still wasn't completely gone, and once he laid eyes on Suzy for the first time in years, he sensed a faint familiarity with her, in turn making her his executive assistant. Going back to the climax of the main story now, after seeing what her
still didn't remember her as his daughter?
To teach him a lesson, Suzy had been making preparations to steal Stardream and sell it off to any startup company that wanted it. Unfortunately, unbeknownst to anyone, after analyzing the universe through the Haltman Works Company and being exposed to the deranged Haltman's desire to mechanize everything, Stardream had developed an extreme hatred for all forms of life. So as a result, once Suzy interrupted the startup process of Stardream, the computer took to absorbing all that was left of Haltman's memories down to his very soul, fusing the two into an all-powerful being bent on mass destruction. Of course now, realizing the grave mistake she just made, Suzy completely changes her tune and sends Kirby on his way to take down the godlike supercomputer given the soul of a broken man.
Wait, is this the No, what is this? What game is this? I don't even know what game this is. Is this that robot shit? Because this looks like a 3DS game. Is this that robot shit? Where Kirby's in like a mech? Planet Robobot? That's what this is? That's a 3DS game? I remember playing this. I don't remember a lot of it though, I'm not gonna lie. No. I didn't play this. I watched somebody play this. I don't think I played this one. I played the one that was on the 3DS. What was that one called? What are the other 3DS ones? No, it was the one where like you absorb like some kind of like rainbow thing, and like you have like super suction powers. Like you just suck up everything. Balls. Like, hold on. What was that one called? Wait, no, that's Triple Deluxe. We already talked about Triple Deluxe, right? Did we talk about Triple Deluxe? Yeah, it was definitely Triple Deluxe. Yeah, this is the one I played. I don't think I played the Robobot one. That was the Wasp. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember any of that. That's crazy. Okay. I need to go back and play these games. I think I was watching people play this game.
And just wait, because it doesn't end there. As Kirby fights Stardream in the actual halberd of all things, to make itself stronger, Stardream attaches itself to the Access Arc, transforming
because I don't remember Duranja. Like, I don't remember that.
Planet.
I don't remember that. I want to say I beat the game.
Ends up completing Stardream as underneath
it seems like
of the Access Arc.
It seems like a lot of the lore is like just like through extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you go through the game regularly and then like he was saying, like pause menus and shit, you know, like stuff like that. If that was the case with Triple Deluxe, oh yeah, I don't fucking know what's going on.
It's revealed that the entire ship was actually a repurposed Clockwork Star, with Star Dream being the final piece to reactivate.
Why does it look like Nova?
Yet again, a technology that was meant to be used for the good of everyone, fallen into the wrong hands. Though before we move on to the, as of now, final chunk of Kirby lore, Planet Robobot has a bit more in store for us. First off, like Superstar Ultra and Triple Deluxe, Robobot brought in yet another what-if scenario with Meta Nightmare Returns.
Really?
A mode that, while does give some pretty valuable pause screen info, has a finale that is just insane. So in this particular what-if timeline,
you're on Fraud Watch, buddy. According to my chat. Once
Meta Knight defeats Haltman, Stardream recognizes him as its new admin and decides to test his abilities. And again, while this section doesn't really contain too much lore, it more just goes to show just how powerful Stardream is, with it being capable of not only producing a clone of the original Dark Matter swordsman, but Sectonia as well, with it even going as far as to summon Galactic Nova, who in retaliation immediately destroys the computer. Plus hey, that mode aside, in Robobot's True Arena, there's another fun little tidbit Hal decided to sneak in. Basically, in the final phase of the Stardream fight, when Stardream sucks Kirby into its core, every time you destroy a piece of Stardream's internal mechanisms, you can actually hear a distorted version of Haltman screaming in pain, showing that while Stardream had erased most of his soul, fragments of it still remain, forever trapped within the malevolent Nova until someone destroys it for good. Though now, with all that said, we've reached the final stretch. Ladies
in
and
the
gentlemen,
main game we get turned to a robot? Wait, did we see that? Did we see him get turned to a robot? It's the boss that I think the guy skipped over. Oh, never mind. Well, you know what? We didn't see it happen to you, Meta Knight, so the slander passes on you, brother. The slander passes on you. You're still fine. You're still cool. Still cool as fuck.
Ready for quite possibly one of the most important lore dumps in Kirby history with the story of Kirby.
Where's like the Wii game? Like, where's Epic Yarn? Is Epic Yarn not important? So it's like Superstars and then the 64 game and then like the OG Kirby's and then the Return to Dreamland. No, Return to Dreamland. Those are the Wii games, right? Those are the Wii games? Or Return to Dreamland is the only game. Epic Yarn happens in a book, I'm pretty sure. Oh. Go to game, but not important. So Return to Dreamland's a Wii game as well? Return to Dreamland and Epic Yarn are Wii games. Okay, got you. Okay.
Star Allies. Long
Kirby
ago
Star
in
Allies.
deep space, a certain dark power was sealed away within
Star
a
Allies. Are we in
called
Switch
the Jamba
era
Heart
now?
by a group of unknown heroes. They'd accomplished this by embedding several heart spears within the crystal to seal the evil away. However, many eons later, long after those said heroes had vanished, a new group arose who, instead of wanting to seal the darkness, revered it and yearned for its return. One such member of this group came very close to their goal as well, succeeding in removing
Why is everything shrouded in like darkness? Oh my
the
god.
only problem was, since he didn't fully understand how to break the seal himself, the ritual went wrong, causing the Jamba Heart to explode, sending its fragments all over the galaxy, Popstar included. So in turn, with the entire galaxy once again being at stake, Kirby set out to take action, and this time he wasn't alone. You see, in terms of Kirby games, Star Allies has honestly become the Infinity War of the series, with friends and foes from past games all
okay. Sure. Fuck it.
coming together to help Kirby save the cosmos. And it's not like they're just shoved in to be in the game,
your left.
as there's even explanations to some of the more unlikely allies coming to Kirby.
Rick's in the game? Oh, it's over. It's over for these niggas. Oh shit.
For Marks, as was shown in the True Arena cutscene in Superstar Ultra, he did actually manage to survive his head-on collision with Nova, only instead of taking revenge like he did in that timeline, he changed himself for the better. For Dark...
No, I can't laugh yet. I've got to hold it in.
What happened to you, man? What the hell happened to you, man? The fuck? They look fucking insane. Kirby's on top of his head and shit. They look crazy. You look crazy there. You let you go to hell, Pog.
Or Dark Meta Knight, probably the sketchiest dream friend out of them all. He's mainly just interested in the dark powers of the Jamba Heart, probably due to its similarity with his lost master. For DeRoach, well, he just wants to steal the Jamba.
Wait, so what game is this? This looks like Switch or Wii U. Okay, I forgot about the Wii U.
Similarity with his lost
bunch of villains just become chilling in this game.
Well, he just wants to steal the Jamba Hearts for himself, as he thinks they're ordinary.
Is this Switch? Okay.
For Termina, sadly, he still hasn't been able to let go of Sectonia, and believes that if he goes to the altar of the divine Terminus, he'll be able to bring her back to life. And finally, for Susie, following in her late father's footsteps, she's begun to rebuild his company, determined to continue his work of mechanizing entire planets.
Okay,
with the surface level stuff out of the way, let's get back to the main story. As Kirby liberated countless individuals who'd been plagued by the Jamba Hearts fragments, he'd come across a massive spaceship that recently landed on Popstar,
what the fuck?
Jam Bastion, housing 3 mage sisters intent on collecting the Jamba Hearts fragments. And while Kirby would end up thwarting their plans by defeating all 3 of them, it wouldn't slow down their master one bit, as once Kirby got to the Jambandra base, home to the 3 mage sisters and their master, it'd soon become pretty obvious what kind of being was sealed away within the
Kingdom
Jamba Heart.
Hearts.
Though by far, aside from the absolutely massive amount of lore hidden in pod screens throughout the game, much like Haltman before him, Highness, the mastermind behind the release of the Jamba Hearts, reveals an incredible amount of information solely through his quick conversation with Kirby. So for
Dark
the sake
Lord?
of you all, and so we don't jump around too
This is tweaking. My Dark Lord, what the hell?
much, let's start from the very beginning. As we already know, long ago there existed the Ancients, a widespread civilization responsible for a lot of the things you see in Kirby games. However, what we didn't know until now is that the Ancients were actually split into 2 factions, those who relied on science and machines, and those who relied on magic, with the latter also dabbling with dark matter. For a while, the 2 seemed to coexist with one another, with the magical Ancients even being the ones to stop a galactic crisis that threatened everything, which, while not confirmed, is heavily implied to be Galactic Knight. Plus, this is also supported by the fact that he comes out of a portal Highness made in the what-if mode of Star Allies. Though one day, for some unknown reason, the scientific Ancients decided their magical counterparts were too much of a threat and betrayed them by banishing them to the edge of the galaxy in fear of their dominion over dark matter. And it's not like the magical Ancients were even remotely evil either. Just take Highness. Long before his clan was betrayed and banished, he was actually a very kind individual. For instance, when he used to travel freely across worlds, he happened upon 3 girls.
That man's now tweaking,
freezing to death in a blizzard, one burning alive in an inferno, and one being on the verge of death right after she attempted to take her own life by getting struck by lightning. In all 3
Oh, goddamn.
cases, Highness saved them, at the same time unlocking their hidden potential for certain types of magic. Though after being betrayed by the scientific Ancient, his once kindly heart began to become consumed by hatred and obsession. It'd be at this point that the now insane Highness would form a religion based around dark matter, believing that if he obtained and freed
he's trying to revive dark matter again. Oh my god.
That it'd deliver him and his followers to a promised land of sorts. At the same time,
happy birthday! Oh my god, this nigga's lost his goddamn mind.
Deliver him and his followers to a promised land of sorts, at the same time restoring his now shattered clan. So when Kirby finally makes it to the divine Terminus, where Highness had been performing his ritual for who knows how long, he'd completely lost himself to the darkness within his heart, becoming the exact opposite of what he once was. Even when it came to the 3 sisters he saved eons ago, Highness in his insane state only saw them as tools to be used, becoming abusive towards them at times.
Oh my!
Even when
this is insanity. This is crazy.
Highness was defeated, he'd become so obsessed with the revival of his Dark Lord
that he
sacrificed not only the 3 sisters to it, but himself.
Oh, wrong. This nigga is fucking crazy. What the hell? What the hell, nah, man? This nigga tweaking, man. Hey, this nigga tweaking, right?
the complete revival of Void Termina. Now at first, Void Termina appears to be a massive hulking titan with incredibly destructive powers. You know, what you'd expect from a destroyer of worlds. But as the fight progresses, clearly there's something more to the humanoid than meets the eye. Just like its third phase, where alongside sprouting wings that look pretty familiar.
Oh my god, you can't escape this shit, man. You can't escape this shit. Oh my god, you can't escape it, bro. God damn it.
Summons a replica of the Master Crown, all but confirming Void Termina to be the force controlling the original all along. But most importantly, there's Void Termina's fourth phase, where it straight up pulls an Earthbound and copies Kirby's face.
Wait, that's the thing that I was saying was like the end, and it like turns into some other shit. That's in Kirby Air Riders, right?
Termina's fourth phase, where it straight up pulls an Earthbound and copies Kirby's face.
But it also looks like O2. Oh, fuck no.
What does this mean? Well, we'll get there in a second,
because
alongside Kirby's face, as he progressed through the fight, Void Termina confirms what the entire game had been alluding to. The fact that not only is it dark matter, but it's the source of it. Now I know I'm kind of encroaching on theory territory here, but hear me out, because this just lines up too perfectly. As stated in various
I thought Zero. I keep saying O2. Zero! I thought Zero was the source of dark matter. So this thing is 0? 3? I don't fucking know anymore.
Screens, Void, aka Dark Matter, exists in all dimensions, accounting for instances like Dark Mind in the Mirror World, and even Dark Crafter in Kirby and the Rainbow Curse's Seventopia. Though by far, the most game-changing piece of new information expressed by these pause screens is the true nature of Dark Matter. Remember how in the Dark Matter trilogy, Zero's only real weakness was the power of positive emotions? Well, it turns out that was a lot more important than we ever realized, because in this
hatred, obsession, jealousy, greed, the darkness gathered by Highness has transformed into corrupt power within Void Termina that conflicts with his newly forged soul. Chaos descends, but you'll be okay. The star allies have your back. Okay.
Screen right here, it's revealed that depending on the type of energy that's gathered, dark matter will not always necessarily be a force of evil.
What? There's no telling if it's true, but according to the ancient scrolls, Void Termina may rise again in other forms depending on whether positive or negative energy is gathered. It seems this being of darkness will wander the galaxy until one day he is reborn into a new existence. When he returns, hopefully it'll be as a friend. This thing's way better than the end, man. I just gotta say it, bruh. Wrong thing. I get it. The end has one game, and it shat the bed. It was in a rush game. But this is what I'm talking about, man. This is what I'm talking about, man. This is what I'm talking about, man.
Meaning how Gooey even came to be. But aside from all that, using the information we get from pause screens and the fact that Void Termina's roar is literally just a slower version of Kirby's voice, there's a pretty good chance.
We got lore this thing in the games. Not the director coming out saying, oh, well, this, that, and the third about it. No, nigga, fuck that. Fuck that.
To Void Termina is actually related to Kirby, with the game heavily alluding to the fact that if Void Termina was born using purely positive energy, he could very well end up looking a lot like our titular Pink Puff rather than a dark monstrosity. And on that note, taking all of that into consideration, not only does this game pretty much spell out the origin of dark matter, but from the information we're given, Kirby himself may very well be the outcome of Void being birthed with pure positive energy. So there you have it, right? All of Kirby lore wrapped up nicely with an Elder God. Not just yet, because after Void Termina was defeated, Highness would fall into a dimensional rift, absorbing all the dark energy Void left behind and encasing himself in yet another Jamba Heart. So in turn, once Kirby releases him and defeats him in his corrupted state, the three mage sisters who've also been corrupted challenge Kirby as well, leading to him both defeating them again and purifying them with a friend heart, finally resolving the hatred that had plagued them for so long.
Yes!
In fact, this
Let's
is
go!
honestly a pretty happy ending in Kirby terms,
Oh, that's
with
beautiful.
there being no dead dads and no dead crushes.
Yes!
Plus, in a completion picture for the mode,
Oh,
it seems like even Highness has finally begun returning to his old ways, relaxing with the three Meg sisters on a beach. But wait just a second, since while Highness seems to have finally
Oh my
found
God.
peace within himself, there's one more looming entity I haven't touched on.
What?
If you thought the lore around Void
What?
Termina was convoluted, then oh boy, you haven't seen anything yet. So okay, in Star Allies, there's a what if mode called Guest Star Allies, where it depicts
I thought he was
what
gonna. What the fuck is the ultimate choice?
Star-
The fuck is the ultimate choice? I thought he was gonna talk about that. What the fuck is? Oh my.
Allies, there's a what if mode called Guest Star Allies, where it depicts what would happen if one of Kirby's friends confronted Highness instead of Kirby himself. And like
I love this shit, man. I love these little what if stuff, bro, with the other characters.
always, it's only the finale itself that really has any noticeable changes, since instead of fighting Void Termina, Highness instead decides to open up an interdimensional portal, once again releasing
Bringing,
Galactic
Galactic
Knight
Nite?
onto the world. Except things don't go how they usually do this time. Instead, a familiar butterfly lands on the tip of his sword, completely absorbing Galactic Knight's immense power and creating Morpho Knight, a mysterious warrior whose design actually originated from the cancelled Kirby GameCube game. So as cool and completely random as Morpho Knight is, let's touch on that butterfly for a second, because I'm not joking when I say
Imagine you just get summoned from a different dimension. You see Meta Knight there, you're like, oh, who's this funk nigga, right? And you start boxing it, about to get ready to box that nigga. It's some random ass butterfly. A random ass butterfly touches the tip of your sword, pause, and you just, but then you get reborn as a more powerful being. What the fuck is going on?
hey, it's literally been with Kirby all along. While
What?
joking when I say it's literally been with Kirby all along. While the specific orange one has only appeared in every mainline game since Return to Dreamland, butterflies in general have been appearing alongside Kirby ever since the very first game, meaning a being capable of absorbing the actual strongest warrior in the galaxy has been with us this whole time. Now I know what you're saying, what in the actual hell
What?
is even happening anymore with Kirby lore? And honestly, for this one, I share your sentiment. As of now, Morpho Knight and the nature of the butterfly are mostly shrouded in mystery, with the only real information about them being the fact that the butterfly is a supposed being of paradise, and that Morpho Knight is associated with a judgment day of sorts, meaning Morpho Knight is somehow related to the Kirby afterlife? Absolutely insane, I know. So well, that's about it. Or at least it is for now. To be honest, there's no telling what Hal has in
When was this made, bro? When was this made? Because where's the Forgotten Land? Was this before the Forgotten Land? Oh, 6 years ago, probably. That's probably where the more, yeah, 3 years ago. So that's gonna go into the Forgotten Land shit. You know, because again, that's another game where I just played through it and like some crazy shit was happening at the end. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I guess wow, Kirby Hell Arc. Not joking, the butterfly is literally death. Alright, man. This is fucking insane.
store for us next.
This is
Hell,
insane.
for all we know, Yin Yarn could somehow end up being the key to everything. You really
It's an
never know.
epic yarn?
But anyways, ranting like a madman about Kirby lore for so long has given
Kirby
me
Hair
an
Lock before
appetite.
Bleach?
How about some strawberry shortcake?
Yes,
Now
please.
I know this video isn't exactly the usual kind of thing I do on my channel, but hey, please tell me if you all enjoyed it. I'd be more than happy to make more.
This is amazing. This is amazing. I knew Kirby was on some crazy shit. I just didn't expect all this. This is insane. Just did not expect all this. Damn. I need to replay Superstar Ultra, bro. I need to replay that. I need to replay Triple Deluxe, and I need to play Robo. Fuck. We're doing YouTube streams on the channel now, so shit. We might make a stream out of that. Who knows? Who fucking knows? Jesus Christ. This is insane. If you guys fuck with this video, please like the video, you know what I'm saying? And we can watch the second one. Not as long, but get into some Forgotten Land stuff. Jesus Christ, this is a great video.
Like it. I mean, hell, if you ask
does
me,
he have
the
anything else?
Kirby timeline deserves an entire video on its own. And
Wait, this isn't the timeline? This isn't even the timeline. This is just explaining. Yeah, I need a timeline.
Before we go, today's cool thing of the day is definitely the Kirby lore series by Wooly Versus. Because I've gotta say, if you all want a more detailed explanation of specific topics I talked about in this video with a presentation that cannot be beat, you owe it to yourselves to check out these videos. So that being said...
You check that out, chat, or in the comments, let me know. Do you check that out? I don't know. I'm intrigued. But that's gonna do it. If you guys enjoyed today's video, you already know, man. Smash that like button. Comment down below what you guys think. And of course, subscribe to your boy and turn on that goddamn bell so you know when I upload my next video. Alright. See ya, yappers. I'm out. Deuces. Bye!